Yo, 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 this your boy Dee-1, and right now you're checking out my dude, my dog, David Duane.
What's going on, everybody? Thank you for tuning back into On Air with your one and only rock star on the mic, David Duane, in the place to be on My First Wings Radio. We've got our boy back with us, Dee-1. Now, if y'all don't know who Dee-1 is, man, I don't know where y'all been, because clearly every time that I'm not on social media and I pop on there for a second, my boy Dee-1 is killing it, whether it's within the community, talking to children, or, just inspiring people with his new music and stuff like that. He has a brand new album, Slingshot. The album is finally out, and D is with us. What's going on, man?
What's up, bro? Thank you so much for having me, man. This means a lot to come back, and we've been building a relationship for about 3 years now, man. So much love.
Definitely, and it's always love. So I had to have you come back, and definitely want to say congratulations on the success, because, like I said before we got started, I've seen you everywhere. With you even team up with Sallie Mae, like that's even crazy. Just seeing you really engaging yourself, and that's what you've always been about. But I think people are really seeing this is what you're about. Like, that you're a real stand-up, humble guy.
Thank you. And I want my character to shine just as bright as my music does. I want the character to really shine, because I want people to know that there's good people, good men of God in hip-hop that are great MCs, but that are amazing human beings, and because that inspires other people to be amazing human beings as well. So that's what I'm aiming for.
Exactly. So let's dive right into what you've been up to, and then kind of talk about the stuff that's going on in the world, and then kind of segue into the music, because I think it's amazing how you teamed up with Sallie Mae. Let's talk about how that whole thing came together, because I'm sure it definitely came from you doing the record Sallie Mae back, because that was a crazy record. If you guys didn't know, that's Dee's record. So for those who didn't know, but how did that collaboration come about?
When I first put my song Sallie Mae back out, it's really an anthem for anyone who has ever had a student loan. It's the epitome of the joy that you feel when you finish paying off your student loans, and a lot of people related to it. A lot of people can't wait until that day they can experience that feeling. And after the record blew up and became a viral sensation, I actually formed a relationship with the company Sallie Mae, and they saw all of the traction that my record was getting, and we began talking about financial literacy and just how important it was in the urban community specifically. So ultimately we said, you know what, let's join forces, because they have some amazing resources that I don't have on my own, and I have amazing credibility that they don't necessarily have on their own, because I'm not seen as a corporate company. I'm not seen as a loan collector or anything. So we ended up joining forces and doing the Dee-1 Knowledge for College tour with Sallie Mae. And we've done 2 extremely successful years of this tour, 2016 and 2017. We've given out almost $200,000 in college scholarships and traveled the country to over 30 high schools throughout the country. And I speak to the students about financial literacy and about how graduating from college changed my life, and really encouraging them to make college graduation a top priority, regardless of the background they come from. That's pretty much what's gone down. So yeah, so it's crazy. It's crazy to see the lives that we have changed together. So that's been a very successful partnership.
Exactly, and it's definitely, I want to say, a powerful partnership, because that way you get to continue to inspire people within our culture, young African American men and women too, to make college a priority, which should be definitely understood, even no matter what career path you choose, because having all your your English down, your math down, understanding the business of certain things, just the little basic things, going on and going forward in life is going to help you. And I think that has to constantly be reiterated within our culture.
Yes, sir. Definitely. And, it takes courage to stand up and be a leader. It takes a lot of courage. And I want to inspire others that even if they're the first person in their family to go to college, even if they're taking a path that's way different than everyone else in their family has taken, that they should embrace that, and they should be committed to just, rewriting their family legacy in a positive way. So for them to hear it from a person who did it, it means the world.
And let's even, talk about how things have drastically kind of went crazy within our culture as African Americans. Things from, the violence with the police to, now we've got Trump as our president. What is your response to, what's happening within our culture? Because, times are really changing. It does seem like it's getting better. What are your thoughts as all of this is going on?
Yeah, I think that we have become so comfortable with Obama in office that it took for Trump to get elected, and it's taken for for a lot of these acts of terror to occur. Whether it's coming from the police, or whether it's coming from just people who shoot up churches and whatnot. It's taken all this stuff to kind of wake up the consciousness of our country, and that's black, brown, white, everyone included. So we're strong. We're strong people. We're a strong country, and I think that ultimately things are getting better. To be honest with you, because I've never seen. Of course, I wasn't born the civil rights era, but it just seems like there's a sense of pride in being black and being brown, letting your melanin really pop and really shine. That I think we're starting to feel something that I've never felt in my lifetime.
And I can agree, too, because I feel like the connection now, since things have gotten a little bit crazy, not as crazy as those times that you particularly mentioned, but I see that people are now come together, they're making sure that, younger children even take certain situations and bringing them up to speed on, the knowledge that they should know how to deal with things, and, parents even being more protective and not just allowing their kids to just go out and do anything and everything now. So let's even talk about Love Wins, Always Wins with 7th Street on the brand new album, which I feel like was a good way to segue into the music. Love that record. For those who haven't heard the record, what was it like, collabing with 7 on this record and, the inspiration behind it?
I have a policy that I prefer to only collaborate with people who I have a genuine friendship with, because I think the music comes out better. I think that both parties are really invested into making the song great, and it's not just a random work for hire. And I met 7th Streeter about 2 years ago. I met her in Dallas, Texas at an event. We just formed a friendship that has really grown and become, something very organic, very, very just, beautiful as far as our friendship, where we can relate on multiple levels. And when it came time to do a song together, I played her Love Always Wins, and I played her another song off of my album, and I played her Why Do the Righteous Suffer. And she fell in love with Love Always Wins, and just the theme of the record and concept. So I literally saw her put her time and energy into perfecting that record, and she brought it to another level. So that's what a collaboration is all about, man. So that's how that came about, and we're actually shooting the music video on November 29th. We'll be shooting the music video, so I'm excited.
Wow, that's dope. And shout out to 7. I can't even talk. Shout out to 7 for, really perfecting that record, because I feel like, when you have collaborations, and this is going for any artist, when you have collaborations, it has to be the right fit for both brands, and most importantly, the artistry in the story, because you can always find yourself lost and be like, oh, yeah, let me hook up with this person because, we want to make it dope. We want to make it hot. But even with this whole project in itself, you only have 4 or 5 features on here, and they all make sense.
Thank you. That's once again, like you said, you can't force chemistry. Chemistry is either there or it's not. And I made sure I had chemistry with everybody featured on this album. So just glad that people love the music, man. People were lukewarm about it. I'll be a little bummed out, but because I put a lot into this album, but people are loving the music. So it's that just makes me sleep so good at night, knowing that people are appreciating it, because this is my life story on this album. So it's not just random songs,
Right. And I can definitely tell, because the narrative with this project is a little bit different from, the previous works that you've had. What was a lot of the inspiration with this project? 'Cause like I said, I can see a growth change with this.
Of course. So the theme behind this album is pretty much, the one thing I've learned about life is that, we're all in a fight of some sort. We all are fighting to live our best life. We're fighting to fulfill God's purpose for our life. And I feel like the enemy that we're fighting, you can call the enemy Satan, but I also refer to the enemy as like a Goliath of sorts, because David, obviously in the biblical days, fought against Goliath. And Goliath was a person, but he was also symbolic of just, this big giant, like this insurmountable, task that no one could everyone was afraid of. And I think the key to David defeating Goliath is, he defeated Goliath with his slingshot. So he knew that he was, gifted with the slingshot. Number one, he knew that he was like a beast when it came to using the slingshot. Number two, he knew how to use the slingshot well. So the concept for the album is, in order to defeat your Goliaths, you need to discover your slingshot. And that's the part where, I'm telling my life story and how I eventually found my slingshot, which my slingshot is hip-hop, and I'm using hip-hop to defeat the Goliaths in this world, whether that be hatred, whether that be, depression, anxiety, oppression, discrimination, just overall negativity, negative energy. I'm using hip-hop to defeat those Goliaths, and I'm encouraging other people through hearing my life story to sit down and think about what their slingshot is and how they can use their slingshot properly. To me, it's the best of both worlds. I get to tell my life story, and I get to, tell it in a way that's going to inspire others to live a better life.
Exactly. And that's what's up. And I feel like a lot of people can, connect with a lot of these different records on the project. So even you having that kind of concept is definitely, being able to bring the biblical side of, David and Goliath to the forefront and making it, letting it be a part of your story too is dope. Because my favorite record on the project that I feel a lot of people can connect with is Destiny. Like that record right now is definitely top played. Because like we all have to follow our destiny. Like not for nothing. If anything else, you have to follow your destiny, and you have to know what your destiny is, and you have to know what your calling is too while following your destiny.
Yes, sir, definitely. And I'm so glad you connect with that record because that was the third version of an intro for the album that I did, and I felt like I nailed it with the third one. The first version was cool, but it was I don't know, it was super like specific to the city of New Orleans and whatnot. The second version, it felt a little forced, and that third version, it just felt great, bro. So I'm glad you love it.
And let me ask you, as far as like the feedback has been so far to the project, I don't even know if I asked you this or not, but if I'm gonna ask you again, like how would you say, like, from the media standpoint has kind of been, because this is a different project for you, still telling a story, but how has that feedback been?
Yeah, the feedback has been great. People like to box you into being in a certain like place in their mind. So if they don't view you as a top tier artist, they kind of look at it like, okay, you're a pretty good artist. You have a nice following. That's cool. That's cute. But what they don't realize is I'm hungry to get to the next level. So I'm not content with them just placing me in the category of D is pretty good. It's like, no, I'm striving for greatness, and I think they're seeing that because everything I've been doing, from the album to the press that I've been doing, I've been in New York for almost 3 weeks doing press and media, hitting up every outlet, to the freestyle I just did on Sway in the Morning, which is the 5 Fingers of Death, which has the whole industry and the internet talking right now and buzzing. Like, people are seeing that, oh wait, this dude is hungry to go to the next level. So it's making people wake up, slowly but surely, because I do feel like a lot of people kind of slept on me in the past, and it's my job to wake them up.
Exactly. And you have to, as an artist, who's not only bringing a message, with your music, but trying to inspire other people as well. You have to wake people up. I mean, that's any artist at that. And any artist that feels like they're slept on and doesn't do that, it's like, well, then what the hell are you doing? You're just going to keep continue to put out content, and it's never going to reach.
So that's what it is, bro. I'm definitely grinding right now. That's all I can say.
For sure. And I know with the album, you have the tour that you're kicking off top of 2018, correct?
Yes, the Slingshot David tour. You can get tickets right now at Dee1music.com, DEE, the number one music.com.
So now from, this tour this is your second tour, correct?
This will be my second tour. The first tour was Slingshot David, the mixtape. I went on tour behind the mixtape, but this will be bigger and better because it's for the album.
What's going to be different about this tour versus, the shows that people have seen you do and even the last tour that the fans have seen you?
The production value is going to be stepped up this go around because I usually just get out there and rap and I pour my heart into it. This time there's going to be an actual stage show that people can look forward to.
So bigger production basis is what we can expect.
Yep, exactly.
Hey, that's going to be lit. That's going to be lit. I feel like it's the perfect timing to go with the album because the album is super lit. You guys don't have it. Slingshot David. The album is out. iTunes, Amazon, Spotify, Tidal, everywhere you can get the music. And I just feel like it's that time where, everything is stepped up. Not saying that you haven't because you've been consistently doing it, but I feel like as you're going quick, even with the new videos and the buzz from the fans and the media, I feel like this is that time where it's just like, not for nothing. Screw it, gotta go for the kill. And you're exactly doing that.
Thank you so much. Yep, that's my mindset right now.
So now what else can the fans expect, from you within 2018? Since, the album is out, I'm sure you're shooting the video with 7. And, what else can they expect?
I'm focused on making the tour great. After I finish the first leg of the tour, I want to add more cities. And I'll be putting out a music video for every song on this album so people can look out for that, too.
So have you already started filming the other videos, or are you going to be doing that within the next few months?
I already filmed 2. I Don't Want to Let You Down and Hood Did It. I haven't put them out yet, but I filmed them.
Hey, sometimes you gotta let that content go right when the tour's going.
Exactly.
Man, that's what's up with D. Thanks so much for catching back up with us. As always, love and respect and support over here with you. You definitely are killing it.
Thank you so much, David. Hey, man, we're going to stay connected as always, bro. Thank you. As I grow, you grow. We grow together.
Exactly. No doubt. So before we, have you do a new drop for us, tell everybody where they can connect with you on social media and everything.
Sure. On social media, you can follow me at Dee-1 Music, DEE, the number 1 music, on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Yo, this your boy Dee-1, and right now you're checking out my dude, my dog, David Duane.